The expression on her face hurt. She hated him, enough to see Privek as better. "I ain't gonna hurt you or nothing. We gotta get out of here. No time for this kind of thing. We're not going anywhere with you," she said like he was the lowest of the low, something she scraped off her shoe. It hit him in the gut. Worse than her slapping him and still being mad. Worse than trying to accept there couldn't be anything between them. Worse than just being avoided by her. "Lily," he said helplessly, "please. Privek's gonna do things to Sebastian. You know that." "Mama, let go." Sebastian squirmed in her arms, struggling against her desperate grip. He broke free and ran to Bobby, who bent down and picked him up. He settled the boy on his hip, and small arms wrapped around his neck while he snuggled close. Lily jumped up and screamed at Bobby, "Don't you dare take him away from me!" A white brick formed in her hand, and she threw it at him. "What in—" Bobby curled away from it to protect himself and Sebastian from the brick. It hit him in the back, and it hurt. "Lily, what are you doing?" She raised her hand, and another brick formed. "You can't take him! He's not your son!" He ducked away as she swung for his head. Thank goodness she'd never learned to fight. Setting Sebastian down, he turned to face her. She slammed the brick into his head hard enough to blow it into dragons. They snapped back into place, and he grabbed her wrist to make her stop. Shoving his body at her, he pinned her against the wall, brick-holding hand over her head and the other bouncing around and smacking him ineffectually. "What's going on? Why in heck biscuits are you hitting me with bricks?" She had her power and wasn't sedated. Why did she have her power without being sedated? That made no sense. Privek wouldn't leave her like that unless he trusted her. He stared stupidly at her face as she screamed and raged. Things clicked into place. Canuck. He messed with heads. He must have made her think they'd protect her from that evil Bobby who wanted to take her boy away. How was he supposed to break that? Could it be broken? Was she stuck like this forever? No. There had to be a way. "I'm sorry for this, Lily." He forcefully covered her mouth. "You gotta pipe down. Just hear me out." She bit him, and his hand dispersed into dragons. "Get off me, you perverted freak," she snarled. "If you take Sebastian, I'll kill you." In a storybook, kissing her would work. Bobby had a feeling she'd bite him again if he tried that, which wouldn't solve anything. "Lily, knock it off. I ain't taking your boy. I just come to see you, right? I know he ain't my son." She'd called him a perverted freak, so maybe it would help if he explained and apologized. "I also know you're pissed at me on account I done some stupid crap. I didn't mean to spy on you. I just didn't think first. And I should have left you a note. I never seemed to do nothing right, not for you. And I'm sorry." While he kept talking, Bobby noticed Jace slip in, and with a finger to his lips, snatched Sebastian up and out of the room. "I ain't never tried to take Sebastian before. Why do you think I would now?" He did everything he could think of to get Jace to understand he wanted Andrew to come in and stop Lily from making any more bricks. She must have caught Andrew running toward her out of the corner of her eye, because she turned with another shriek, and a white glob formed in her hand. Andrew barreled into them both, knocking all three of them to the floor in a tangle. Bobby opened his eyes to find himself face to face with Lily. "What happened?" She blinked and squinted. Then her eyes went wide in horror. "Oh my gosh. I walked right in here. I let them lock us up. And I called Privek on you. Why did I do that?" Squeezing her eyes shut, she pressed her face into Bobby's neck. Bobby slumped in relief and held her close. "Andrew, go get Lisa. Next room." The Creole nodded and scrambled to his feet. They knew now that he could cut off whatever control Canuck had over a person without having to get at Canuck himself. That didn't really make sense, but Bobby's own dragons didn't really make sense, so he had no room to cast that kind of stone. "It's okay, Lily. Your head got messed with. Ain't your fault, ain't nothing to feel guilty for." He reveled in the fact that she didn't pull away or punch him or hit him with a brick again.